I want to pose a question to you. What if you gave yourself a year? What if you gave yourself a year to accomplish some of the bigger things in life that you want to accomplish? And I'm posing this question to you for a couple of reasons. Number one, I did this myself from April 2024 to April 2025. Gave myself a year. I said in April 2024, I'm going to give myself a year to lose 50 pounds. I got to a weight that I wasn't comfortable with any longer. And I knew that I needed to drop some body fat. I was specifically focused on dropping body fat. And so I thought, okay, if I need to lose 50 pounds at 1 pound a week, that's a year. Okay. And so I said, let's just do it. Let's just focus on this over the next year and get it done. And so I ended up losing 35 pounds, which I didn't fully meet my goal, which I was totally okay with. That was still like 0.75 pounds per week. I was totally, totally happy with that. And I didn't really tell anybody that I was doing this. I just kind of made this mental decision, this personal decision in April 2024 that I was like, I need to get back to myself. I need to get back to Heather. And I took photos, I took pictures, and I was like, this is not me. With that being is somebody who had just kind of lost track of myself. I just lost track of who I was. And I just wanted to get back to feeling like me again. And so I made a social media post about that in April 2025 and really just kind of saying, hey, I did this thing. And I got a lot of really good feedback, people asking questions. And I think it was even like, but even before I made the social media post, people had started noticing. It was close to 10 months before people had even started noticing. I think because they see me frequently. You don't notice those small changes when you see somebody so frequently. But it was really when I started seeing people that I hadn't seen in a while. And then they were just like, oh yeah, yeah, you're getting back to Heather. And so I made the social media post in April of 2025 explaining that I did this over the year. Got a lot of people asking me questions, just what did you do? How did you get started? I even had some people ask me, like, they're trying to help other people. And how do you encourage them? How do you support them? That kind of stuff. I turned 48 in June. So June of 2025. Now I turned 48 a couple days ago. But back in April, I had said, I think what I'm going to do is spend the year of being 48 and just becoming fit AF. All right. And just spend that year focusing on my health, my wellness, and doing it in a way that I'm able to be consistent with it long term. My goal is to be healthy and active when I'm 80, when I'm 90, hopefully when I'm 100. Okay. And that is my goal. So I know that I need to be doing things now to get myself set up for that. So what I wanted to do is start documenting what I'm doing with Operation Fit AF. I call it OFAF 48, level 48. All right. I made a couple posts on social media earlier this week explaining that I'm doing this. And so I got a couple people replying saying they're doing OFAF 51, level 51, OFAF 55, OFAF 46. I even got an OFAF 61. And it's really just this idea of spending a year and focusing on developing long-term consistent habits so that this just becomes your lifestyle. I got this idea, and we're going to go way back here. I got this idea. I've spent most of my career in the education and training fields, working with people to develop skills, to develop their professional careers, whether they're just getting started in a career or they're mid-career, want to make a mid-career shift, or maybe move up into leadership management, that kind of thing. And way back in the day when I first got started, I got licensed as a kindergarten through 12th grade teacher in the state of Wisconsin. And in the state of Wisconsin, you have to do student teaching to get licensed. And my teacher, my mentor teacher, she had been teaching for, I don't know, something like 30 or 35 years. And what she had said to me is rather than just trying to be good at everything, just for every school year, just pick one thing that you're really going to focus on and get really good at it. All right. So maybe it's going to be classroom management or whatever it might be, right? Just pick a thing and get really good at it. That was like one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten in my life. And it's not just for my career, it's really for everything. I have coffee here. So maybe, we're going to be rambling here a little bit. Maybe you want to pause the video and go grab some kombucha or coffee or tea or something. And So I really kind of took that advice and I applied it in other areas of my life. I really did. It was just this sort of, wow, this is like profound piece of knowledge that I got from this woman. And I've done a lot of things in my life. I've accomplished a lot of stuff and people are always just like, how do you find time to do all this? How do you manage all of it? And I'm like, there's nothing crazy to it. It's just I'm insanely consistent. I'm just insanely consistent. All right. I had decided to go to graduate school, get a PhD. I knew that was going to be 4 to 5 years. I just accept it. It's 4 to 5 years to get it done. And I'm going to get it done one little tiny step at a time. Okay. And I had a friend who, at I think 45 or 46, she was contemplating going back to school. It was going to be a year-long program to make a career shift. I said to her, I'm like, it's a year. What's a year? Think about how fast the years have been going lately. Like, it's a year. Just get it done. And I've said that to people I've worked with. I was a dean and professor at a university. I was a vice president at a college. And I would tell people all the time, you're going to be X age anyways. You might as well have the skills that you need to do whatever it is that you want to go do. That's just my thought process. So that's how I got this idea of just like spending a year on something. Anyways, I made the social media posts this last week that I'm going to do OFAF 48. And I got a couple people saying, yeah, let's do this. Some of you have found me through that. I posted on TikTok, Instagram, all over the place. And so what I wanted to do is maybe make some longer form videos and podcasts, really kind of diving deeper into some of the things that I'm talking about in my, oops, sorry, Cole's sitting on my lap here. I just walked him in the nose. Maybe just talking about things in more detail outside of the short 2 to 3 minute videos. So for those of you that are just looking for some little bit longer content, my goal here is to just help motivate, be inspiring, share my story, share the things I'm working on with the hopes that maybe it helps you. Okay. And I'll share a little bit more about just my journey and how things have progressed in my life. I've always been this like really super active, healthy, fit person and just had some major setbacks. Like most of us, we have major setbacks and it's just making this conscious decision to be like, I'm not going to let this control my life anymore. And so anyways, I made this post that we're going to do OFAF 48, OFAF, whatever level you're at. Okay. We're not calling it age. We're calling it levels. All right. We're going with levels. Okay. So I'm at level 48. And what I'm going to do is I'm committing to making a daily video. I know I'll miss a day or two here and there. Holidays get busy, things like that. But I'm committing to making a daily video, just sharing a tip, a strategy, something I'm doing, something I'm thinking about. So far I've made a couple in the mornings. I get ideas while I go through my morning walks and I come back and I make a video. And that's what we're doing here. I actually just went on my morning walk and I'm like, I should make some longer videos about this. I'm committing to making, these videos to help inspire, guide, motivate, whatever it is that you get out of it. The idea here is that I always say, like when you read a book, when you follow someone on social media, when you go to a conference, when you go to a webinar, whatever it might be, if you get one little nugget of information that's going to help change your life, I'm happy. I'm totally happy. It's kind of like the woman who said to me, just take every school year and focus on one thing and get really good at it. You can do that in other areas of your life too. Just take a year and focus on the thing, get really good at it. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, that's where I'm posting the daily videos. You can follow me. It's just my name, Heather Monthie, Monthie. You can find me there. And then here on YouTube, I'll be posting more of my yoga tutorials and yoga content, but then I also want to start making some of these longer form videos where I'm just kind of like this, where I'm just sharing what it is that I'm thinking about, things that I'm working on, things that you might be having questions about, that kind of thing. So I hope that you will join me on this journey. It's not about being intense. It's not about going balls to the wall. This is about making consistent daily habits as part of our life. My goal is not to get super shredded. My goal is not to be jacked. Of course, that's nice. I like having jacked arms, right? They're not jacked right now, but that's not my goal. My goal is to start setting myself up now at 48 years old to be healthy and active and fit at 60, at 70, at 80, 90, 100. All right. I love being active. I love doing active things. I love setting big goals. And I want to continue doing those things. I've hiked the Grand Canyon a couple of times. I've done bodybuilding competitions. I've done triathlons. I like to do the things, okay? And I want to continue doing the things. And just having a major wake-up call that this can be taken away from me at any point in time. And I need to not take my health for granted and continue to make the right decisions for supporting my body, my mind, everything that goes into becoming a healthy, fit 80-year-old, 90-year-old woman. So if you're not following me on TikTok or Instagram, just follow me there. Again, it's my name, Heather Monty. Let me know what level you're at, OFAF, and then whatever level you're at. I'm at OFAF 48, Operation Fit AF 48. Let me know what level you're at. I'll talk to you soon.